Hey, get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands. Get back. Get back.
It's hard when you find out all your troubles are real. I couldn't even play guitar for nearly a year after that. And I don't play like I used to. For 2 or 3 weeks, I couldn't even go in the music room. His drum set was all set up just like he had just been playing on it, you know. When he was in band and he was in percussion, I mean, it was tap, 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 all day long, all night long.
He was there until he was completely non-responsive. He was gone. Graham was really out of his head, and they said, well, he's assaulted an officer and he resisted arrest. Well, he did bite an officer.
When you try to get information from the police, what happened?
They clamped down.
What a shock. I thought a parent would have a right to records to see what the truth was. It's all captured on video. To say that you don't have a right to that is just crazy.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go.
Law enforcement agencies could withhold information that they know would be damaging to the law enforcement agency or to a particular officer. Police agencies have the discretion to release information concerning closed cases. If the public can't see for themselves, the trust that the public has in law enforcement is diminished. It makes it more difficult for law enforcement to do their job.
Breaking news tonight out of downtown Austin, where police say a man who was arrested for shoplifting pulled out a gun in the back of a patrol car in a busy part of downtown.
escorting our prisoner to the jail.
As we were driving down there, I began to talk to him. I noticed that he was real fidgety in the back seat.
Well, anyway, you just told me he was suicidal.
I'll let the staff at the jail know so that they can treat you properly there. Then he said something about, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the jail.
Removed a pistol, it appears, from the back of his waistband, placed it towards his head while still handcuffed, was able to pull his hands around to the side.
I hear the racking of the slide on a semi-automatic pistol. And I stopped the vehicle, exited the vehicle, let people know what was going on.
One old lady's got a gun in he's in the back seat. He's got it to his head.
A few minutes later, I heard him pull the trigger.
Shots fired inside the car. Inside the car.
10-4, shots fired inside the vehicle.
CPR in progress.
Start EMS.
Yeah, start EMS. I can see in the reflection we've got blood.
The big question that we all have is, how did that suspect get a gun into the back of the patrol car?
Chief Manley says the entire ordeal was captured on video.
Precisely because someone died in custody, we would want to see what happened in that case. What are they hiding? This makes me wonder why I should trust what's going on when I can't look.
A young shoplifting suspect.
He was handcuffed
In the back of a patrol car with a gun.
19-year-old Zachary Anam shot himself in the head.
What you can see on video, he is able to pull his arms around the right side of his body to place his head in front of the muzzle of that weapon.
How did this all happen?
I'm very devastated. It's my only son who's gone. Really struggling. What can we do with our life?
My reason is very simple. It's just that I don't want a family to have to potentially see that. And how does that play against the needs of the community to get that specific piece of information?
If a person dies in police custody, they're never going to go through that court process.
In the majority of those cases, we're going to release the information. It will be decided on a case-by-case basis.
Can you step out for me real quick? I'm gonna f***ing shoot you!
And 9 for failure to appear. Money to go back fresh.
In the parking garage right here.
I can assure you no one feels worse about what happened in the back of my patrol car than I did. It was my fault. I didn't do the search that I should have done. I can only imagine how the family must feel, and I'm sorry for that.
Chief Manley says that this was all captured on video.
Our philosophy is that we should put out all of the information that we can with a few caveats. And so if the legislature changes the law, and it sounds like we would be in a position where we would have to release them, and we're going to comply with the law.
My name is Kathy Dyer. I represent myself. I represent my deceased son, Graham Dyer.
All right, the chair lays out House Bill 3234 and recognizes Chairman Moody to explain his bill.
In other words, a case can be closed, but unless it was closed with a conviction and the information related to it never becomes public. That exception was created to protect innocent people from having their names dragged through the mud. For example, when false allegations are made and a decision is made not to prosecute, the accused may prefer to have as little information released about the investigation as possible. Unfortunately, that well-meaning law has led to some unintended consequences. The most obvious of those comes in situations where the person being investigated has died.
What we want is to be able to hold law enforcement accountable, let the public see what went on. The person is dead. They're not going on to trial. They're not going to end up in a conviction. This bill would close that loophole.
Stop or I will shoot you.
You are pathetic.
Stop.
You're pathetic.
Stop.
You're gonna shoot me if I don't stop.
Yes.
Is that what cops do?
Stop.
We're mostly just angry and want answers.
Think of the shocking murder of 5 Dallas police officers last year. The shooter was killed before he could be brought to justice, meaning the records related to what happened that night are now permanently exempt from disclosure. The public has a right to know what its government is up to, and sometimes that impacts people in a very personal way, as you're about to hear from some of these witnesses.
All right, the chair calls Kathy Dyer.
My husband and I traveled here today. We don't know a whole lot about House bills or the Texas law. They were investigating, but they did not come across anything to indicate that any officers had any wrongdoing in my son's death. We were told we couldn't bring any kind of civil action because we didn't have sufficient evidence.
I'm speechless. Your story is very sad to hear. I know it took a lot of effort for you and your family to come here today.
The bill got out of its committee that did not get up for a vote in the full House.
Behave your ass if you don't behave. My squad is not out! It don't matter, just grab.
Been to Beaver's Bend?
Jump towards the water.
We'd go up there and go swimming and jumping off the cliffs.
Just take off running.
Went from the greatest moment to be a parent, the highest mountaintop experience.
Go for it.
Plunged into this.
Cheekies.
Hey, get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands out of your pocket. Get your hands. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back.
The first officer tased him, and he went to the ground.
What's your name, brother? Ram Jai. Ram Edward Jai. What'd you think, brother?
Where you on, man?
He was obviously in a delusional, drug-induced state when they rolled up.
No, not that. Look at his eyes, man. His freaking eyes are just freaking dilated like crazy.
Not in his right mind, for sure.
In there.
I swear to God, I did this. I'm gonna pay your ass if you don't behave. I swear to God. Put your face down now.
They shoved him into the car, didn't restrain him. He was thrashing around in the back of the car.
He bite you? Yeah, he did. He bit you?
Yeah, that's why I punched him.
And they said, well, he's assaulted an officer and he resisted arrest. Well, none of that would have happened if they had just backed off and let him get medical treatment. The driver says, quit banging your head. Quit banging your head.
Quit banging your head.
Well, he didn't, and so the driver pulls over. They tased him over and over and over again.
I've got a seat. Calm down.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, shit.
You better chill out, you hear me?
They got back in their cars and drove back onto the station.
Let's go.
There was no reason for him to die. What happened to serve and protect? What happened to, we're here to help this young man that's in distress? To wonder where he would be at this point, you know, would he have gotten through his college, or would he be married with kids, or, you know, who knows what? You know, all that's lost. No family should have to go through the suffering of not knowing the details of how their child has passed.
Like we almost got a new mission in life to prevent something like this from happening again. He doesn't have a voice anymore, and we do. But now